Gives it to Tyler Adams. He's going to drive forward. I'm going to strike, you know. I'm going to try and drop this back to Rocha. Nice little switch onto his right. And it's off the bar. He does drive forward into the penalty area. And he strikes. And that's a great save from the goalkeeper. Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new episode of my FIFA 23 career mode with Leeds United Football Club. And we do have another jam-packed episode for you today. We've got 5 matches to play, 3 of which I will play, 2 of which I'll sim. So I'm going to play a huge home game against Manchester United, a huge away game against Spurs. I'll probably sim the Southampton game at home. I've also got Huddersfield at home in the Carabao Cup, which I'll probably sim. And then we'll finish off the episode with an away game in the league against Crystal Palace. And speaking of the league, for any of you who saw the previous episode, if you didn't, I highly recommend you go and check that one out. We have had a storming start to the Premier League campaign. Somehow, we find ourselves in 3rd, inside the top 4 after 6 games, 13 points, 2 points behind our opposition at Ellen Road in Manchester United and our rivals, our local rivals in Manchester United. But I think we started off fantastically. Long may it continue. Unfortunately, I don't think it will continue very, very much, especially now as we've got Manchester United in our first game of the episode. So here we are then, we are live at Ellen Road for a massive, massive game, definitely the biggest game of the season at home to Manchester United. Let's have a quick look to see how the two teams line up. And as you can see for me, usual back 5 in Meslier in goal, Christensen, Llorente, Struijk and Firpo at the back, Tyler Adams and Rocha in central midfield, Rodrigo in the cam position, Dan James, Sinisterra and Gelhardt up front. Gelhardt keeping his position ahead of Patrick Bamford. And as for Manchester United, they've gone 4-2-3-1, the same as me. De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Varane and Martinez at the back. Fred and Casemiro in midfield. Marcos Llorente, new signing for them, on the right-hand side. Sancho on the left. Bruno Fernandes in the cam position. Leading the line is Cristiano Ronaldo. Straight into the United midfield. No one seems to be putting any level of pressure on him whatsoever. Dan James tries to chip that in. I did mean to try and swing that across the box, but unfortunately he wasn't able to. But Rocha picks this one up again in central midfield. Firpo, we've started off really well here. Good block from Llorente, but Rocha picks it back up. Gives it to Tyler Adams. He's going to drive forward. I'm going to strike, you know. And that is a good save from De Gea. It's an early save. Just under 8 minutes in, we've had all the possession. United putting absolutely no pressure on us whatsoever. We've got a corner here. What can we make of this? Going to try and lob this one in to the penalty spot. I do. It's away. Bruno Fernandes out wide to Sancho. Sancho's got space and he has pace as well. But can he get past Christensen? The answer is no. But Fernandes with a thumping tackle. And Sancho now has it. And that was very, very close. Don't know what on earth. Don't know if that was my centre-back or Tyler Adams. Not entirely sure. But whoever it was, pretty shocking defending. I think it was Llorente. Sancho, fortunately, put that one wide. Early chance for United. Christensen into Rodrigo to Tyler Adams. He's got a lot of space to run into. Finds Dan James on the right-hand side. Dan James swings this one in. Can Sinisterra get there? He can. He gets there ahead of Wan-Bissaka and he powers it home to give us the lead here at Ellen Road. It's 1-0 against Manchester United. What on earth is happening? We've been pretty good so far, to be honest. It's been a pretty balanced game. But Dan James with the pace to get away from the left-back. I can't actually remember who's playing left-back. But great goal from Sinisterra. Powered above Wan-Bissaka and gave the keeper absolutely no chance. It's poor defending. It's poor goalkeeping. I don't care. It's 1-0. Marcos Llorente into Rocha. Can he find the ball down the line to Sinisterra? He can. I'm going to go inside here. Gelhardt into Rodrigo. Can he find Dan James? He can. He's got a touch. He's got a goal. It's 2-0 and that is an absolute lightning counter-attack. And what a goal that is. And it puts us 2-0 up here at Ellen Road. Unbelievable stuff. This is not the result I was expecting. We have outplayed Manchester United now. This is getting ridiculous. Lovely stuff. Lovely counter-attack. And it's a beautiful finish into the back of the net from Dan James. That's one for him against his former club. He'll be absolutely delighted. I'm delighted. It's 2-0. We have a corner here just on the stroke of half-time. Going to try and put this into the penalty spot. We do. It's a great head and it's a great save from De Gea. Martinez gets that clear to avoid a corner. And it's half-time here at Ellen Road. It's 2-0. Casemiro into Bruno Fernandes. Looks for Llorente. Finds Llorente. I don't know what Christensen was doing there. He just stopped his run. Allowed Sancho to pick that one up. Sancho tried to finesse that. But unfortunately for him, it gets blocked off, but he picks it up once again. Infield to Maguire, who finds himself up into the penalty area. Zapata, and that is a great challenge once again from Rocha. Can we now counter? Adams out to Christensen. Going to try and look for the pace of Dan James. We can do. Going to try and look for the continuation of the run. We can. Christensen in the box. Varane reads it excellently. The world-class defender with a world-class interception. Tried to strike that from Rocha, but Casemiro, the former Real Madrid man, manages to intercept. And United get it away. Christensen to Dan James. Dan James having a very, very good game so far against his former club. Lays it off to Christensen. Christensen has so much pace down this line in comparison to everyone else. And it's 3-0. It's Rodrigo. It's a wonderful ball into the box from Christensen. And it's a fabulous header from Rodrigo. Powers it past De Gea. Leaves him with absolutely no chance. And somehow we find ourselves 3-0 up against Manchester United. What on earth is going on? Bruno Fernandes into Zapata. Zapata tries to drive forward, gives it to Sancho. United have very little width, but it doesn't matter. They go infield. Fernandes back to Zapata. Strikes. Good save from Elia. Sinistero tries to get there ahead of Dembele. He does. Somehow, he finds that he's got more pace than one of the fastest players on the pitch. I don't know what on earth is going on with United today, but whatever it is not good. They are going to find themselves taken off top spot. And could we find ourselves somehow on top spots? Fernandes runs into the box. If he scores this, it's unbelievable. It's a great block off the line from Adams. And that is that. We win the game at the death. 3-0. Fernandes with definitely the best opportunity for United. Couldn't take it right at the end. Unbelievable stuff here at Ellen Road. Fred is shaking his head in disbelief. I'm shaking my head in disbelief. We win 3-0 against Manchester United. And with that 3-0 win against Manchester United, we find ourselves top of the table. 7 games played, 16 points on the board. Unbelievable stuff from us, but it's Tottenham who are in second that we've got up next at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So on to Tottenham we go, and as you can see, I've kept the same starting 11 that obviously got that fantastic result against United. Definitely could not leave any of them out. They were all absolutely fantastic. And if we have a quick look at Tottenham, it is very much the Conte way. Romero, Dyer, Sanchez at the back, Doherty and Perisic in the wing-back positions. Hojbjerg, Basuma in the middle, Son, Kane and Kulusevski up front. That is a very, very dangerous attacking trio. Can we manage to get a result here? Goes back to Firpo. Tried to look in field for Rodrigo, but it was blocked off by Kulusevski. Tottenham try and break with Basuma. Out wide to Heung-min Son. He's definitely got the pace to go past Christensen, so I do not want to let that happen. And just as I say that, I let it happen. Heung-min Son drives into the box, definitely gets away from Christensen. That's a phenomenal chance early doors for Spurs. Big save from Meslier to Adams. Adams looks for Dan James out wide. He finds him. I'm just going to try and swing this one in early. I do. We're there. It's 1-0. Unbelievable stuff. Gerhard with a fantastic header. That is well, that looks like a very new celebration. I don't know if that was a glitch or if that's a new celebration. I'm not quite sure what happened to the camera there, but I don't care. Somehow, we lead here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium 1-0. I've actually increased the difficulty. Normally, I play on world class. I increased it to legendary against Manchester United, and I've actually put it on ultimate against Spurs. And somehow, we still find ourselves 1-0 up. I don't know whether or not the AI has changed since FIFA 22. I've no idea, but yeah, we are doing an absolutely stellar job here against Tottenham. It's 1-0. Manages to keep it. Drives forward. Good block from Eric Dyer. Tottenham away. Into the feet of Harry Kane. Doesn't really have too much support. Lays it back off to Hojbjerg. There's a run from Heung-min Son on the left-hand side. They can't quite find him yet. Basuma driving forward now. Basuma with a great ball through to Kulusevski. Kulusevski just gets there in time. We've got to hold firm. We don't. Hojbjerg into the box. Hojbjerg to try and get it across. He does. Llorente is there just in the nick of time. Dan James. Got a very solid first half here. Tyler Adams. Basuma pressing high. Tyler Adams using great composure though. Just dinks it over the top. Out wide to an unmarked Firpo. Firpo can try and drive forward here. Gives it to Sinistera. Going to try and drop this back to Rocha. Nice little switch onto his right. And it's off the bar. It's a big save from Hugo Lloris. Dan James to Rocha again. Great save once again from Hugo Lloris. We've started off this second half fantastically. Lovely little build-up play from us there. And Rocha off the bar. And then from the volley, it's another positive save from Hugo Lloris. Goes out for a corner. Try and swing this one into the penalty spot. We do. And we get there first. And it's off the head of Dyer out for another corner. Dan James to swing this one in. Does swing it in. And it's another big save from Hugo Lloris. Hugo Lloris pulling out all the stops at the moment. And I cannot believe how well we've started this first half. And to be honest, I can't believe how well we're playing. Basuma away, only out as far as Gerhard. Out to Rodrigo, going to try and put this into the back post. We do to Christensen. And it's Romero who's there ahead of him. Bentancur, the substitute, driving forward, gives that to Kulusevski. And somehow Spurs managed to get through there. Bentancur into, well, almost past Llorente, but he stood firm. And, well, he didn't stand firm because he ends up trying to give the ball away. And it's Bentancur, and it's a big save from Meslier. We were a bit all over the place there, to be honest, at the back. I've been so good so far this game, but a little bit of pressure from Spurs, and we almost cracked. Spurs probably going to look for the short corner here. They do. It's Kulusevski. Can he swing this in? Decides to go out wide, into the middle to Bentancur. Harry Kane in the box. Back to Bentancur, Kulusevski, Dyer. And I will take that all day long. Oh, that's poor from Meslier. Gives that straight to Harry Kane. Kulusevski now into the box. Got to try and cut off the passing lanes. Ends up going back to Perisic, which is good for me. Kulusevski trying to find Harry Kane. Does find him. Llorente with the challenge. Bentancur picks it up. Spurs definitely now putting on a lot more pressure. And it's Meslier again with a big save. In these last 10 minutes, Spurs have ramped up the pressure here after a positive start from us. They have another corner. Tottenham free kick in a dangerous position here. Heung-min Son to take. Dinks that into the box. Can we get the head away? No, we can't. It's Bentancur with the equaliser for Spurs. He got himself ahead of Junior Firpo, I think it was, and absolutely lashed it with his head into the back of the net. Gave the keeper no chance, and after a really good start to the second half, after a really good opening 60 minutes of this game, we've cracked under the Tottenham pressure. And Spurs now, to be honest, looking the more likely to take the game to us. Spurs to try and break here. Harry Kane gives it back to Hojbjerg. Hojbjerg through to Kulusevski. Spurs have definitely stepped this up, to be honest, in the second half of the second half. We're struggling a little bit here, but we can try and counter now. Christensen, nice ball over the top to Gerhard. Going to just try and strike this. Why not? And that is an unbelievable goal from Gerhard. He's been sensational since he started games for us. And Hugo Lloris, with that weird goalkeeper mechanic, made it too easy for us. Really, Lloris should be saving those. It wasn't the best volley, to be completely honest. Didn't have too much power in it. But FIFA they really need to sort out this weird goalkeeper mechanic, as it's so poor from Hugo Lloris. If we look at it from this angle, I mean, it was a good volley, to be completely honest, but that's ridiculous from Hugo Lloris. He's got to be saving that. Should be no trouble for him whatsoever, but somehow we find ourselves 2-1 up again. Harry Kane, that is a sensational ball. Harry Kane doing what he does best, dropping deep and turning into our playmaker, Kulusevski. And that is very good defending, calm, collected defending from Llorente there. Run off Firpo, I do find it. It's a cross in. And to be honest, I didn't need to really do that. We just need to keep hold of the ball. But fortunately, we are now keeping hold of the ball. That is a foul. And I will take that all day long. Yellow card for Hojbjerg. And you know what? I'm not even going to dink this one in. I'm just going to go short here. Pass that to Dan James. Try and hold on to the ball here. Give that back. And that is that. It's 2-1 here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And I really don't know what on earth is going on. We win the game 2-1. And we will stay top of the table. How on earth is this happening? So to be honest, just after that Spurs game, I'm kind of confused because I am playing on the hardest setting. You can see I'm playing on Ultimate. I can't get any higher than that. It goes straight to beginner. So if I go to the sliders, you can see I'm playing at 50-50 on all the sliders. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to adjust the sliders, for the AI. I'm going to send it up to 52 not for pass error, for shot speed and for pass speed as well. Goalkeeper ability 52. I think I'm going to just up all the main ones that they need up to 52 and try and make this a little bit more difficult, to be completely honest, because, well, I'm having fun winning games, but I wanted this to be quite a long road to glory career mode, and so far we're finding ourselves in top spot after 8 games. I don't really know how that's happening. So it's on to game number 3, and it's a game I'm going to sim against Southampton. You can see I've got my my usual first team. Again, after back-to-back wins against United and Spurs, I can't really make any changes. They definitely don't deserve that. You can see from Southampton, they're going to match us up 4-2-3-1. Let's sim the game. Let's see how we get on. And this time, it is not a good result. It's 2-1 at home to Southampton. Dan James with an early goal, but Gineppo and Salisu with a late winner for Southampton. They get all the 3 points. And I think, could this be the start of our descent down the Premier League table? And it's on to what is going to be our second sim game of this episode, and it is a home game in the Carabao Cup against Huddersfield. It's a game, even though I went full rotation with my team, we win 3-1, a comprehensive win. Popescu getting on the score sheet once again, a very early goal from him inside 11 minutes. Dan James with 2 late goals to seal the victory for us. We march on to the next round of the Carabao Cup. So it is on to the final game of the episode, and we've travelled all the way down to London for an away game against Crystal Palace. And as you can see, they've lined up 4-3-3 here with Olise, Mateta and Odegaard, the 3 leading the line for them. I think this is going to be an interesting game, especially as I said, I've got it up to ultimate, and I've got most of the sliders all up by 2 points, all up to 52. So I'm hoping this will make things a little bit more challenging against them. And if we have a quick look at our starting lineup, it's the usual 4-4-2, Meslier in goal, Christensen, Llorente, Struijk and Firpo, very much my first choice defenders. Tyler Adams and Rocha in the middle, Dan James, Rodrigo, Sinisterra in midfield with Gelhardt leading the line up front. Looks inside for Rodrigo, but it's a poor pass, and Crystal Palace are away here with Olise. He's got a lot of pace, and he's also got a lot of space to run into. And it's Rocha trying to get the ball in. Sorry, trying to block him off. But we can't. He drives into the box, gives it to Odegaard, inside the box. Matata's there, and it's a poor strike in the end, and we get away with that one. Remains 0-0. Tyrick Mitchell to take the throw to Odegaard. Thought Christensen was going to be able to get the challenge in, but unfortunately couldn't. Goes to Hughes. Hughes turns. Good challenge from Llorente. Out to Decore. Matata. Olise. 1-0 Palace. And definitely upping the difficulty has made a big impact. It's definitely more of a challenge. And Palace now lead 1-0. Great finish from Olise after some good work from Palace. And Firpo was nowhere to be found. Olise unmarked at the back post. Easily bent that around the goalkeeper. 1-0 Palace. Olise down the line. Has he got the pace to get away from Firpo? He does. It's a nice little flick back to Klein. Drives into the penalty area. Can't seem to block him off. Can he get the cross in? He can. Just enough bodies back to try and block him off, but they still have the ball. Out to Olise. Into the box. Meslier with a big save. We are hanging on by a thread here early doors inside the first 30 minutes. Beltran going to throw this one into the box for Palace's first corner of the game. And it's Olise with a good head. Meslier is there to catch. Good interception from Junior Firpo, and now we can escape with the ball. It's Rodrigo into the path of Sinisterra. Can he get this across the box? He can. It's a great interception from Mitchell as we were there to level this game up. But Palace, fortunately for them, get away. Decore into the feet of Matata. What is going on defensively? Goes past them both. Good stop from Meslier. Again, riding a luck here inside this first half. Trying to block him off. Dan James there to block him off, but only out as far as Decore. Dan James there once again, but we still cannot get the ball away. It's relentless pressure from Palace, and it's another big save from Meslier. Palace to throw this one into the penalty spot. It's Rocha away, and it's just hacked away, to be completely honest, from Rodrigo. But Sinisterra gets that one back, and he now has the pace to drive forward. He does drive forward into the penalty area, and he strikes, and that's a great save from the goalkeeper. Out of absolutely nothing, Sinisterra has the pace to drive forward. No Palace players making any sort of attempt to try and tackle him. And could I have maybe finessed that around the goalkeeper? Maybe, but it's a good save, and we have our first corner of the game. Nice work from him. Firpo can't get there in time. Gives it out to Decore. Decore looking for a pass. Rocha with the challenge. And that is not good defending, though. And Meslier forced into another big save. I think there's been 3 or 4 big saves. He's very much kept us in this game. Palace go short again for the corner. Olise picks this one up. Tries to get it onto his left. Good work from him. Don't know where on earth my player was going. Drives into the box. And it's 2 for Palace. It's terrible defending. I don't know how Odegaard got to it. It goes under the arms of Meslier. He's had such a good game so far. But it was difficult. It was a difficult one to save. And unfortunately, he didn't manage to. It's a great volley, and Palace now 2-0 up. And to be honest, we don't really look like scoring a goal. He's got space to run into here. No one seems to be making a challenge. And Hughes, he's in acres of space, but he gives it back to Mateta. Every time I try and switch, it doesn't go to the right player. That is it. Game over. Decore with a good finish after some great work from Hughes and Mateta. And that is definitely that. 3-0 inside the first hour of this game, and upping the difficulty has definitely had a major impact on this game. We have been pretty much all over the place, to be honest, and again, the player switching is all over the place. You can see Tyler Adams there. I keep trying to switch it to him, and it just won't switch to him, and that's why he's leaving acres of space for Matata to run into. And then eventually, by the time I do switch it to him, the ball's already gone out to Decore, who's in acres of space, to put it in the back of the net. Zaha. Oh, that's poor from us. Matata away from Llorente, but it's out to Wilfried Zaha. Gives it back to Mateta. Zaha has it, drives into the box. This is looking dangerous once again. It's 4, and if it wasn't game over before, it's definitely game over now. From the highs of beating United and Spurs to the lows of losing to Southampton, and now a crushing 4-0 defeat to Crystal Palace. It's been a disaster from the start, and Palace have absolutely battered us. Stroop tries to bring this forward. He does. Gives it to Rodrigo, who finds Ramsey. Ramsey with the consolation goal. It is a goal. It's a great finish, to be completely honest, and it's important finish for his confidence, because he hasn't been starting lately, because I brought Rocha back into the fold, but it's a good job that we did manage to get a goal, and it's a good goal from Jacob Ramsey. Unfortunately, it's too little, too late. It's 4-1 here at Palace. I'm pretty sure that goal is going to be the last major action of this game, and it is the last major action of the game. Referee blows his whistle. It's 4-1 here at Selhurst Park. Pretty shoddy performance, to be completely honest. And after some really good performances early doors, definitely raising the difficulty has had a major, major impact. I'm going to keep it at this because I think it is definitely more realistic, as annoying as it is to be losing and conceding 4 goals. But it's game over here against Crystal Palace, and we lose 4-1. Let's have a little look to see what impact that has on the Premier League table. And somehow, despite losing both to Southampton and Crystal Palace at the end, we still find ourselves in 3rd. I think it was obviously because we beat United and Spurs took points off them. Because of that, United sit in 2nd, Spurs 4th, and City now are top of the table. And to be fair, I do think it is only a matter of time before we go tumbling down the table. As we look down the table, we see Chelsea in 6th, Liverpool in 9th, Arsenal in 12th. And let's go down to the relegation zone. Brentford, Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth looking the most likely to go down, all of them in the relegation zone. Newcastle have got themselves out, but having a pretty difficult season so far. Only 9 points out of the first 10 games. Pretty shocking for them, but for us, it has been very much a topsy-turvy episode. 2 unbelievable wins against United and Spurs, followed up by 2 annoying losses against Southampton and Crystal Palace, and sandwiched in between that, we did manage to get through the Carabao Cup. So let's have a quick look at the calendar and let's see what we've got coming up next episode. We have another 4 games next episode. Nottingham Forest at home, huge game against Arsenal, another huge game against City. We're going to finish off with a home game against Bournemouth. So another jam-packed episode, some huge games to come. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please feel free to like and subscribe. It will do the channel a world of good. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.